Hi, I'm JT Dabbs, Scout Executive of the Greater Alabama Council, Boy Scouts of America, and welcome to our first ever virtual program planning conference. I truly appreciate everything that each of you do for Scouting and for taking the time to participate in this important training. Through this training, you will learn why families join Scouting, why they stay in Scouting, and how your unit can provide Scouts with a mountaintop Scouting experience by taking advantage of everything Scouting has to offer. New families want to know the answers to several questions. What are we going to do in Scouting? How much is it going to cost? And will you keep my son and daughter safe while participating in the Scouting program? So the goal of this training is to help your unit provide these answers to your families. And by having an annual program plan that is fun, exciting, and safe, we can better serve all the families in Scouting. The volunteers and staff of our council are here to help you with this process, so please don't hesitate in reaching out to us if you need any help. Again, we appreciate everything that you do and look forward to seeing you along the Scouting trail.
Thank you, JT. I really do appreciate you kicking us off today. I want to take time to thank each and every one of you, our wonderful volunteers, for joining us for our program planning kickoff and training. My name is Ron Moore, and I currently serve as the Council Commissioner. With me today is Nate Dutson, our Director of Field Services. Nate is going to kick us off telling us about a wonderful story that directly relates to planning. Nate?
Well, thank you so much, Ron. I'm excited to be here. We're going to talk a little bit about the story of Alice in Wonderland. So if you remember, she finds herself lost in the woods and she comes upon the Cheshire Cat. And she asks the cat, "Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?" And the cat responds that depends a good deal on where you want to get to. And then Alice responds, "I don't much care where," to which the cat responds, "Then it doesn't matter which way you go." So what do we learn from Alice in this little section of the story of Alice in Wonderland? Well, really, we learn that we need to know where we're going. So you as your unit, that's really the first step. As a unit, where do you want to go? What are you trying to accomplish? Now, we know you're trying to instill values, you're trying to help Scouts earn their rank, you're trying to make sure these kids have a great experience. But the question is, what is your plan? How are you going to get there? You need to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. A good way to look at it is from Stephen R. Covey. He always said, begin with the end in mind. You need to know what your long-term goal is for your troop or your pack, your crew, and come up with your plan. And that's really what program planning is all about. We're here to discuss how we can help you develop your plan to accomplish your goals.
Well, that's great, Nate. So thank you so very much. So what truly is our goal in Scouting? Well, our goal is to get families engaged and have them stay in Scouting. I'd like to take the next couple of minutes highlighting what makes it easier for families to stay in Scouting and what you as a unit can do. First and foremost, parents want to know what they're going to do. How do you, as a unit, serve that need? Well, the strong annual plan primarily allows you to tell those parents what you're going to do. But it's not any good unless you share it. Share it in the form of a calendar. It is imperative to be able to communicate to those parents what your unit is going to do. The second thing that they talk about is knowing what is it going to cost me. What the parents truly hate are surprises. So make sure that you don't have any surprises. The third thing they're going to want to know is, I know what it costs. How can I afford to participate? That's where a strong fundraising plan comes in. It's important to communicate that fundraising plan because it allows the families of all financial situations to participate, whether they are able to readily afford, whether they need to participate in popcorn sales to help augment their ability to participate. But there are other things that are important as well. It is important that you have a program so that the parent knows that the weekly meetings have value. The best ways to do that your leaders are trained, that the BSA program is followed. Utilize Scout Book, utilize Den Leader portals. That allows those parents to be more engaged and see the value that scouting does provide. Get the youth engaged, have them attend camp, whether it be day camps or family camps as Cubs, whether it be Scouts BSA summer camps or other high adventure activities. Participate in large, fun council events. We have several: haunted weekends, Scout days. You'll see in our calendar we have Capture the Flag. All of these are very fun activities that the youth love to participate in. You also have the district that also helps put on programs like camporees or merit badge fairs. Those activities allow Scouts to participate, earn advancement, as well as fellowship and develop their leadership skills. But don't leave the packs out either. Your packs drive those Cubs with excitement. Things like Pinewood Derby, fishing derbies, bike rodeos, perhaps sleepovers at aquariums, or maybe even camping and hiking as a pack. All of these things allow those Cubs to get engaged. What really and truly is why kids join Scouting? By far and away, going camping. So how does your unit pull it off? These things just don't happen. I encourage each and every unit to have a unit program planning meeting. This might be a yearly meeting or perhaps a 6-month planning meeting to help guide Scouts through what it takes to put on an outdoor program. It might be a PAC committee developing a plan for the upcoming school year. Nate will take us through the steps in assisting us creating an outstanding program that your Scouts will be excited to participate in.
Well, thank you so much, Ron. We're going to dive right into it here. The annual program planning meeting is a meeting for your unit. They do this, like Ron said, typically once or twice a year. And the goal of this meeting is to develop a strong program plan, schedule key activities and events, create a calendar, and develop a funding plan so that you can actually do all of these fun things that your unit has planned. You then share this with your families, typically in the form of a calendar. But by doing this, you're able to answer those questions that JT spoke about. If you recall, JT said families want to know the answer to 3 things. What are we going to do in Scouting? How much is it going to cost? And will you keep my son or daughter safe? And by going through this process, by having this annual planning meeting, you can be prepared to give those answers to your families. The results are that Scouts receive that mountaintop Scouting experience. Scouts and families remain engaged. All can afford to participate in Scouting. You have higher youth participation, more volunteers, and families are attracted to your program. We have prepared a program planning guidebook for you. It is designed to help you succeed in your planning processes. In this tool, it provides all of the council events, the district events, everything you need to be able to plan out your year program. There's a step-by-step guide on how to do your annual program planning, and it does follow the training videos that you're going to see here in a little bit. We've tried to make this tool as easy as possible to understand. We have used little symbols for Cub Scout events and Scouts BSA events and venturing events to help you capture and know what applies to your specific unit. You'll notice the calendar page on the left side of the page is actually blank. And that's on purpose. The goal is to give you the opportunity to take that calendar, look at the events on the right side of the page, take what applies to you and put it into that calendar. That way it's a very useful tool for you in your planning processes. Following this video, there are 4 additional training sections. The first is how to create a strong annual program plan. These are videos from the national organization. They are a little old, but they are very good. There are 2 videos, one for Cub Scouts and one for Scouts BSA. And the key difference between these 2 is that in Cub Scouts, the parents are planning and doing this meeting, but in Scouts BSA, it's actually the youth that are doing the planning. We have a short video to help you learn how to create a strong unit funding plan, and we'll share some of the council opportunities that are available to you to help you fund your units program. There's a council program preview video for 2020 and 2021 that walks you through all of the council's programs so you can see the dates and gain a better understanding of what those events are and why you should attend those. And lastly, the district program preview will be held by each district to walk you through all of the various district programs that are happening through the year. All of these training tools are here to help you develop that strong plan so your kids can have that mountaintop scouting experience.
Thank you, Nate. Before we close this video, I would like to make sure that you all are aware that we must keep our scouts safe. There are many resources available to you as a unit leader to be able to provide a safe program. First and foremost is the Guide to Safe Scouting. It gives you all of the different policies and procedures. It outlines age-appropriate activities for each unit. We harp upon youth protection guidelines. It is an important facet. Note that 2-deep leadership is required. No one-on-one contact in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We are all about the 3 R's: recognizing, responding, and reporting. All of these allow and put up barriers to abuse. The Sweet 16 of BSA Safety is an expansion of the buddy system, Safe Swim, Safety Afloat. It starts with qualified supervision. It includes weather checks, and it includes the buddy system so that each of the youth can help assist in keeping themselves safe. There are also checklists available to provide you in opportunities and things to look out for, to be aware of as you're preparing an outdoor program. And of course, given the current environment, we must always be plugged into state, local, and federal policies regarding communicable diseases. All of these things go together to allow us to put on a wonderful program for our youth. I really do thank you all for the time that you have invested in this program so that we can invest more into the youth of tomorrow, the youth of the Greater Alabama Council.